You may recall last week, Damon Jones traveled to southwest Georgia to highlight important research being conducted by UGA in that part of the state. Well, this week, the Farm Monitor's Mark Wildman visits southeast Georgia to spotlight research that benefits producers in that area. Mark.
Here at the Southeast Georgia Research and Education Center in Midville, University of Georgia researchers are busy with studies that will help producers lower cost, maximize yields, and increase profit potential on their farms. Most of the popular row crops are in these fields, and producers depend on field studies to learn how certain crops will perform near their farms. Georgia peanuts are one of the main crops studied here at Midville. Dr. John Beasley, along with others at the university, are striving to keep the peanuts plentiful.
This year at the Southeast Georgia Research and Education Center, I have a trial looking at a variable rate seeding of peanut. There's a technology out there now that can be mounted to planters that with GPS, a grower can just code into the system and it can adjust the seeding rate on the fly. And we're fortunate enough to have that technology on one of the planters here. And that allows us to go in and through different soil types in a single field, evaluate to see if there is a response in plant population and seeding rate on different soil types, going from sandier soils to soils that may be a little more loamy.
His research may sound a little complicated, but it could potentially affect the farmer's bottom line.
Rarely do you see a field anywhere in the Georgia peanut belt that is uniform with one soil type. I mean, it happens, but usually there can be as many as 2 or 3 different soil series, maybe more, ranging from very sandy to maybe a fair amount of clay content. And we've been asked the question, do I need to adjust my seeding rate and go to a higher or lower population depending on the soil type? Well, that's pretty difficult to do when you're doing it manually, but with this kind of technology, something that growers won't have to worry about getting off, changing gears and sprockets, and then getting back on the planter as you move through a soil type. You just code it in, and through GPS it automatically changes the planter to adjust the seeding rate up or down.
It is one thing to conduct a research trial, but without good crop management, these fields would be covered in weeds and nothing would be gained. Anthony Black is the superintendent of this facility, and he, along with his staff, make sure all of the crops are grown and maintained according to the researcher's specifications.
We provide the field research support to scientists from Athens, Tifton, Griffin, and other areas around the state. We get the land ready. We provide any assistance or management that the researcher may need, agronomic management, fertilizer, irrigation scheduling, whatever's needed to assist that scientist in his research trials. Also, whatever land I do not have in research, actually doing research on, I manage as a sellable commodity. I have to provide all of my operating expenses 100% out of my production here on the station.
He believes this facility is perfectly located to help a large number of producers.
We support this upper part of the coastal plain over on the east side of the state. We're similar in soil series to Tifton and the lower part of the coastal plain, but we have a different climate. Obviously, we tend to be a little drier in this area of the state. We miss a lot of the rains that come up out of the Gulf. By the time they reach us, they bust apart a lot of times. So we've historically been, more prone to drought in this area of the state. So there's always a lot of work with varieties and all this more, can stand up more hardy to this area of the state.
Research facilities like this one in Midville are vital to keeping American agriculture tops in the world. Without good research, farmers could not stay ahead of pests and diseases that could wipe out their entire fields. Reporting from Midville, I'm Mark Wildman for the Georgia Farm Monitor.